Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. What a coincidence. Yesterday, I made a video asking what happened with that Nord Stream pipeline investigation by so many authorities from Denmark, from Sweden, from Germany. What happened? The Russians already concluded it was the Royal Navy, the British, who blew up the pipelines Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2. I don't know if that's the case. That's according to the Russians. Now you have three more investigations at least. The Germans, the Danes, or Danish people, whatever you want to call, however you want to call them, and the Swedes from Sweden. Okay, now how do you conduct an investigation? Obviously, you look for evidence, facts, and look at the prime suspects, and you also work through the process of elimination. Elimination, when you create some alternative hypothesis, and you go on those and try to verify if those work or not. That's how actually you start. Alternative hypothesis, and you try each and see which one makes more sense. And then you eliminate, let's say, okay, this guy, you go follow that lead. You don't end up anywhere, that you eliminate that as an hypothesis for now. It doesn't mean it's gone forever. You can always come back to it. So in this case, there's no evidence that anyone did it. Someone did it, but somehow these guys are incapable after 4 months and I would say 15 days or so, or something like that, 10 days. The investigations did not conclude who the, how should I put it, the suspect is. But they, it seems like they eliminated at least one country. And this is, let me show you this little article, this. All right. No evidence Russia linked to Nord Stream sabotage, German prosecutor said. This is according to Russia Today. This is again, not only this, the German prosecutor saying that there's no evidence Russia linked to Nord Stream sabotage, but also the owner of Nord Stream, I can't remember his name, with W something, whatever his name is, when he was asked if he thinks Russia did it, his direct answer was no. When he was asked, I covered that in an interview, in a video, I covered that interview about 5 days ago maybe. When he was asked if he thinks that Great Britain was the one, he didn't say no, he didn't say yes. He was just avoiding the question, making a little bit of a joke or something. So you don't answer like that when you're in front of an investigator or a detective or a court, or someone asks you, hey, did you commit that crime? And you say, well, you know what, people do the crazy stuff, man. You don't answer like that. You answer yes or no. And obviously you can say no if you didn't do it. And then if you have some, something to hide, you might say, maybe the weather, things like this. You also can lie, obviously, and say no, and you did it. So let's read this article, and then I'm going to go to some entity that becomes the prime suspect. Can you guess who that is? And we reach that not only through the process of eliminating, other, alternate hypotheses and other possible prime suspects, but also by self-reporting, drawing attention to your little business. Because you can't help it, and you're going to say, what are you going to do about it? Nothing. So you're so confident that you can say, yes, I did it, yes, I will do it again, so what? Can you do anything about it? No. So anything you can do is just, if you know what I mean. So let's go and see what's going on here. So this article comes from Russia Today, February 4th, 2023. No evidence Russia linked to Nord Stream sabotage, reads the headline, and this is by the German prosecutor. Moscow's alleged involvement in the blast of the gas pipeline, and I'm quoting, hasn't been proven, Peter Frank said. Berlin has no evidence linking Russia to the sabotage of the Nord Stream 1 and 2 gas pipelines at the bottom of Baltic Sea. Last year, German's public prosecutor general Peter Frank said, has acknowledged, and I'm quoting, it currently has not been proven, he said of alleged Russian involvement during an interview with Die Welt newspaper on Saturday. And again, I'm quoting, "The investigation is ongoing," he added. Okay, very good. As part of the probe, 2 research vessels were were used to collect water and soil samples from the site of the explosion and recover debris from the damaged pipelines, the Prosecutor General revealed. And I'm quoting, "We are currently evaluating all this forensically. For 4 months, I don't believe you." I mean, you involved the military in this as well for the investigation. I don't think that you had 4 months and a half almost, and you were incapable of giving an answer. So the thing with forensic, it doesn't have like, oh, we're gonna wait for the probe to turn into something else while you analyze this and that. 4 months, that's a lot of days that you could already determine that. But hey, what do I know, right? So, according to Frank, the suspicion, and I'm quoting, that there had been a foreign sabotage act in this case has so far not been substantiated. No. Who are you talking about the foreign? 4 leaks in 2 pipelines which transported Russian gas to Europe through Germany were discovered near the Danish island of Bornholm, in the territorial waters of Denmark and Sweden in late September. The 2 Nordic nations have been conducting their own investigations into the blast, and Germany has been in contact, end quote, with them, Frank said. Earlier this week, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz refused to comment on the probe carried out by Berlin, saying concrete proof needed to be obtained before any statements could be made. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova responded by saying that the lack of transparency on the issue from Germany suggested that, and I'm quoting, "Berlin has something to hide." On Wednesday, the Times reported that German investigators were open, I'm quoting, to theories that a Western state carried out the bombing with the aim of blaming it to Russia, end quote. I didn't know that one. So the Times reported on Wednesday that German investigators were, and I'm quoting, open to theories that a Western state carried out the bombing with the aim of blaming it to Russia. Yeah, you already go with alternative hypotheses, so that's one. It doesn't mean that that's proven, but at least they do it right. The Swedish authorities concluded in November that the pipelines had been sabotaged, but refrained from naming the culprit. However, it didn't stop Kiev and other of its Western backers from assigning blame on Moscow, claiming that it damaged its own infrastructure to put pressure on the EU amid the conflict in Ukraine. They could have just turned off the thing, and that would have been it. But anyway, the Russian authorities have described those accusations as, and I'm quoting, absurd, and pointed the fact that the only side that benefited from Nord Stream being rendered inoperable was the US, which drastically increased supplies of its liquefied natural gas to Europe. Well, could be. Now, US Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs Victoria Nuland said during a congressional hearing last week that she was gratified, and I'm ending the quotes, by the destruction of Nord Stream. According to Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, with this remark, Nuland effectively, and I'm quoting, confessed Washington's involvement in the sabotage. I don't think so. That's flimsy, and I can't. I think it was a mistake by Lavrov to say that. You can be happy. It's not illegal to be happy of someone else's misfortune. It's not classy, obviously, but it doesn't prove anything. We say, yeah, I'm happy my neighbor got that or that. Well, you can, say, okay, you can be perceived as a suspect. Hey, why are you happy? What's your problem? What happened in the past? You could be the one, but doesn't prove anything that you did it or not. So I don't know how Lavrov, which I tend to admire his work and his ability, like I do with Peter Giarto of Hungary and Dr. Jai Shankar of India. I think these 3 are real foreign ministers. And it used to be the Wang Yi of China as well. All the bad dudes somehow, the guys with the brains. But look at Blinken, look at Baerbock, look at Liz Truss. Those were and are mediocre at best. Now, let's move on to another article that will give us another, it's not a confession, but at least brings this entity to the forefront of being the prime suspect. And that is obviously the President of the United States of America, and I will use New York Post from February 4th, 2023. And it says here, I mean, this article is from February 7th, 2022, but Biden vows U.S. will, and I'm quoting, end Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline if Ukraine invaded by Russia. How are you going to do it? The question was asked to Biden, and Biden said that they will do it, and I will play the video for you coming from New York Post. And he's not getting into details, but he's got a very strange smirk at the end. So let's listen to this thing. If it goes. Hello. It worked when I did it. Great. You're great. All right, no problem. No problem. No worries. Let's fix this thing. All right, so we're back in business.
If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly, since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control?
We will. I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
Well, I didn't see in this video the little beautiful smirk, but anyway, I guarantee it was there. I saw it before. Pa-pam. So let's go back to my face. So that doesn't mean that they did it, but imagine this: at least puts United States in front of everybody else as the prime suspect. That's for sure. I mean, unless you are conducting a very strange investigation, then yes. But otherwise, in the real world, when you conduct an investigation, United States would be elevated instantly to the prime suspect. Let me give you an example. You have two neighbors over there, and they get in a pop, and you say in front of the whole neighborhood, and the authorities around to listen to you, that if that guy punches that guy in the face, you're gonna do this. Something is gonna happen bad to those guys. We're gonna not allow them, I don't know, to build something together. We're not gonna allow that. How do you think? And that happens. Boom, boom, something happens to say that the thing that you said that you will prevent. You will not. That you're gonna be swarmed by all detectives around you here, and ask questions. You are the one that you're gonna be the prime suspect. I don't know. I haven't heard anybody but the Russians pointing the finger at other. I haven't heard anybody saying, "Well, the prime suspect here is obviously this country." Maybe you heard it, but I haven't. That was. I don't want to say an admission, because he didn't admit after it. Yes, we did it, but at least it eliminates a lot of other, suspects. At least you eliminate it by, okay, let's put the hypothesis, bam, bam, bam. You look, don't find anything here, move here. All of a sudden, someone said that was said before it was in February. It was in when was it? When Scholz visited the White House. That's when the question was done. I think it was in February or something. And he said he's going to put an end to it. And she said, how are you going to do that since it's in Germany's control? How are you going to do it? And anyway, this is the way we are right now. But at least we got this confession by this person right here, the German prosecutor, that no evidence Russia linked to Nord Stream sabotage yet. But he has his mouth and lips tight over there regarding who might be some other suspects that you take into consideration. I can give you two of them at least. I think I will give you the big ones, which I did a video a while ago, right after the explosions, the sabotage. And I did the process of elimination, and I brought evidence who benefits, que bono, if this happens, and who would have an interest to do this, more or less, because you always have an interest. But if the interest is like this, and the damage is like this, positive is like this, con is like this, and the pros are like this, you likely were not going to get in that. So anyway, if you want to watch that video, that's fine. If not, anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. At least they gave us an answer, kind of, this, guys, most likely not, but not impossible.